Oh my goodness. Look, it looks like we are going to hit it like really, really soon. 100,000 subscribers. That is totally amazing. If you told me 4.5 years ago when I started playing with this channel that this day would come, I would go, "Where's my banana split? I want to celebrate." And that's what Mrs. Tix and I are going to do. We set that aside as a special celebration for your guys' support, one by one, each and every one of you bringing us to this threshold. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Hey, as a special treat, I got a couple of clips for you at the very end of today's video. They represent the little 1-minute reviews of 2 new bands I'll be doing next week or week after. I'm already working on those videos, and I just wanted to show them to you in comparison with today's flagship state-of-the-art, top-of-the-heap bands by the major Chinese companies, just to show you what is potentially on the horizon. Pretty interesting tech. All right, let's get on with today's comparison. Here you go. Greetings and welcome to SmartWatch Ticks. There are 3 brand new top-of-the-line fitness bands on the market, and we've reviewed each and every one of them. Today we're going to compare them. What have we got? Well, from GearBest, the most recent one reviewed, the original Amazfit Cor version 2. It's the Core 2 Smart Bracelet. And it's a doozy, and we have everything that came with it to show you here in just a second. In addition to the Amazfit Core 2, a Xiaomi ecosystem product, we have from TomTop the Xiaomi Mi Band 4, which is in a different class, a different kind of an experience. Different than the Amazfit line. The Mi line are smaller, smaller screen, overall smaller size, and this is the latest iteration, the Band 4. And again, this one is coming to us, hello up there, from TomTop. I show you these because these are our sponsors. They're the ones that sent us these for review. Whoops. And it helps us if you choose to buy any of these, if you'll use the links in the show notes down below to pick them up from our supporting sponsor. After all, we wouldn't have these if it wasn't for these guys. The third one now, we switch away from Xiaomi to Huawei, and this is the Huawei Band 3 Pro. I want to include it in this grouping, 1, because it just came out about the same time as the others, and 2, because it presents a different kind of a product, one that's more for your fitness stuff that has a built-in GPS with it, as well as all the other characteristics like 5 atmosphere, waterproofness, and all the other things we've seen in the other ones. Okay, here they are. Let's separate them now. This is the Core Band 2, right? This is the Mi Band 4, and this is the Huawei one. So I'm going to move Huawei out of the way. We'll do it later because I want you to focus on these 2. Why is there a flashlight? You're about to find out when we look at the screens on all of these and which ones work best outdoors. Yeah, we think about everything here, I hope. All right, here's the Core. This is the pretty box it comes in. It's great for presentation. We did a full unboxing, but I do want to show you how this thing works for charging. It comes with its own wire. It's a dongle that sits on here. If you try to put it on backwards, it's going to act funny. It's not going to take, so you're not going to accidentally fry the thing. But if you put it on the correct way, it hugs in there nicely. It's a thickish kind of a band, not too terribly bad though, and it uses the standard type of a clasp. We'll put that on in a minute and let you take a look at it. It's smooth TPU, fairly lightweight, although heavier than the other ones, but a good overall fitness band. That's the physical characteristics of it. That's the Core 2. Now, over here, we've got the Mi Band 4, and it's totally different. In my estimation, this is the worst of all of them when it comes to charging. This is the band, folks. This is the band. This is the box. Let's start with the box. That's what we did on the other one. Comes in a point of purchase kind of thing you might find sitting on a rack at Sports Authority or something, right? It's got a big 4 here and a picture of the band. Quick sale, this you pick it up and run. Oh yeah, got to get a birthday present for somebody. Grab the band. It has a rubberized TPU shell to which the module fits inside. The module is removable. Now, a good thing about that is you can just carry this in your pocket if you want to. You can see it lighting up already. It wants to pair, and I'm going to get to that information in a moment. And it's, really lightweight, simple little thing. Now, to put it in the band, you got to be a little bit careful. First of all, which way does it go? You've got a different type of connector band, and you can have it, I guess, either way, just whatever is most comfortable for you. So I'm going to guess at one and just pop it in here and pop it in there. Very forgiving. It's rubberized, and now it's in here. But here's the rub. When you need to charge this thing, and of course all of these have fairly long life, you cannot place it in the charger. You can't just come home and stick it in the charger overnight or when you take a shower. It's not going to fit there. The wire is in the way of the band. It's 2019, folks. This is Xiaomi. What the heck are you thinking? Fail. I wouldn't buy this one. I know you guys hate it when I throw my watches, but this it deserves it. I would not buy this for this. That's my opinion. You might like it. We're going to talk about the size and look of the band screen in a little bit, but this is the overall look and feel. It's thin, and it's small, and it works, and it looks cockeyed here. I guess I don't actually... I got to see this. I don't really have it in the band right, do I? Fun. Yeah. So that's the Mi Band 4 that everybody's been raving about. Yeah, it's like one of those super movies that comes out and turns out it's worse than a B-rated movie. Come here, Huawei. Save me on this, okay? Well, not really, but we're getting there. This is another fitness band. You see it's lighting up as well. It comes with a snap-on type of a dock and this wire, which is just a USB to micro USB connector. So the good news is, as long as you have this thing with you, you could plug it into your phone charger if you're not using the USB-C, if you have the old version, or just use this wire or whatever. But you got to have this double-winged, fancy-looking, curved, strange little dongle-y dock to go on it. It's got tabs it goes into. You got to line it up the right way, of which this is not. You see that? You got to have that little cutout match the diode thingy here, and then you got to get it in there and plug it in and charge it. Way better, in my book, than having to pop a module out, but not nearly as convenient as having just a straight little dongle thing like that snaps onto it. Does this do it? No. See, this placement's different. None of these are interchangeable. And some of the best, you just take the band off and plug it in a USB. It's got a regular USB, but none of these are that way, because these are the high-end fancy bands, right? Fancy bands. It comes in another point-of-purchase kind of hang-on-a-rack box that's easy to see and understand, and it's all packed inside of that box. And that is the Huawei Band 3 Pro. Now let's get more into the details of the units themselves. Here they all are. This is the Core 2. It's the biggest one. It's got a larger overall screen. This is the Huawei, and this is the Mi Band. They all got nice, beautiful color displays, and they seem to have good brightness so that you can use them outdoors. But let's check it with the flashlight as if we were outdoors. Let's bring this puppy up to its brightest setting. Now, oh boy, look at the fingerprints there. Hang on a second. There, that's better. I cleaned them. All right, I'm going to go through them one by one. I'm going to put this in my mouth, and it's like it's the sun, right? There's the first one. You see it's nice and viewable outdoors, and no matter what angle you have the sun at, is it still there? Yeah. Let's get it off the watch face and onto something like that. There, now you really can see. We're getting no degradation. And they're talking about some sort of like a transreflective screen capability to it. Boy, is it a fingerprint magnet, though. But we're getting some decent looks. This is a rather soft watch face, so it seems to be fading out a little bit. But when you get actually into the icons themselves, they're good and bright. Yeah, so you should be able to see that and read your fingerprint right in the bright light. Yeah. Okay, the next one is the Huawei one, and it's nice and bright too. Can we get it into some mode? How about heart rate? Let's take a heart rate. Press and hold. Yeah, they all work differently. I keep forgetting how to do them. Anyway, there you go. That's what it looks like in the sunlight. Viewable. And this one, I can't show you anything more than the pairing screen because it's not paired to the app. And one of the things that these bands that use the the Mi Band, MyFit app do is they will not work independent. They have to be paired. So this one's not paired, but this one is to the app right now. If I switched it to this one would not be working. And that's a big drawback, I think, in the Mi Band line and the Amazfit Band line is the fact that they cannot be used independent of tethering to the phone. Whereas the Huawei one, no problem at all. It's coming up fine and it can be used on its own. So there's a quick look at them. They all pass a test of being visible outdoors relatively easily. What else do they have going for them? Well, for the Core Band 2, not much. There's not much going for this one, honestly. You've seen in the review, we have limited number of watch faces that you can install directly from the app. You saw how long it took to get this thing even operational after pairing it. It had to go through firmware updates and then process updates and then more updates before we even could use it. It cannot work standalone. You have to pair it to an app. If you don't have a phone and you don't have the app or you're not connected to the internet to get into it, you're not going to use it. It's a brick. It's a brick. You have your step count information. You have your heart rate in the step count and in the 2 exercise modes, but there's not a separate dedicated screen for heart rate. And of course, it doesn't do blood pressure or blood oxygen or any of those kind of things. And after a while, the screen, as bright as it is, as black with just a little bit of writing on it as it is, to give you that insane battery life, it times out. So you cannot have any screen on for more than just a few seconds. And when you get into the workout, you have only a choice of 2, treadmill, which when you start that is going to time your event, calculate distance travel based on pedometer, not GPS, show you your cadence from a treadmill. Not sure how they're doing that. And this is what would be reasonable, I would think, to have as, don't go away on me, as a heart rate standalone screen, always on, make this thing useful, viewable outdoors, but I can't get into it without going into the treadmill mode to get here. And that's it. I have to come over here, long press to shut it off, and it's done. And just to show you, long press to stop, X, distance too short. Okay, exercise is a little bit different. on this one. It shows you time, calories burned, and your heart rate. And, oh, come back here. I want to get back into the event. Okay, it's giving me 61. Now, I'm not sure about that heart rate. It seems to be showing up whether I'm touching it or not. So you'd need to test the accuracy of this. But I can't get into that screen that shows me the heart rate by itself. It seems to be integrated with that. And it's hard to get back out of this mode. And you got to hold it. I just, no. Sorry, no. No. Alipay, can't use it. Yeah, you got basic alarms and stuff. Sure, you got weather. Sure, you got a remote music player, but it's not from here. You're not tethered to play sound out of the band. And it's a little bit thick and bulky and doesn't bend well on the sides. So I would pass actually on the Core Band 2 myself. It might be right for somebody, but not for me. So while we're on the Xiaomi line with the Mi Fit app, how about the Mi Band 4, the new upgrade to that? It's again kind of a stiff little shell that it's in. I can't show you anything on it unless I unpair the other one and pair this one, because if it's not paired, it's a dead brick. That's a showstopper for me for any of the Xiaomi line of watches and bands. And I'm afraid a lot of the Amazfit watches as well, like Stratos and Pace and Verge that we'll be reviewing soon, all operate the same way. You cannot use it as a standalone device. Got to be paired with your phone. Okay, with that said, if you want to see all the things it can do, watch the review. I'm not going to go through it as much as I just did on the Core Band 2. I'll just say I would pass on this one for sure because of the need to pop the module out just to charge it in its own special proprietary cable that could, over time, have the wire break at that point. I know, my sponsors probably aren't exactly happy with me, but I'm being honest with you folks. I'd pass on this one as well. So what about Huawei? What about this Band 3 Pro with its funky little dock? I wish this were different. It's also sturdy, but yeah, it's okay. The band's okay. Lots of holes in it, very flexible. But you know what? The real saving grace of this one is that GPS module that's in here. That thing is phenomenal. It does the heart rate and sleep time, and it's got workouts in it. Yeah, got the Alipay, more where you can have stopwatches and things, messages, and back to your time. So let's take an outdoor run, for example. See, it says satellite's out of date. GPS might be slow, but it gives you a chance to get that whole thing synchronized. You can set targets and alerts with this. Wow, compared to just having treadmill and exercise, this band is really worth looking at. It's got a really nice bright screen. Of the three, obviously, I bet you know by now, this would be the one I would take. The GPS is really long life in this thing, too. It's tiny. It doesn't have a big battery, but I could get like 7 hours of GPS tracking on it, which is great. For a classy high-end watch, you're talking Apple, Samsung, LG in that category. When you're talking Huawei and Xiaomi, that's why we're looking at these in detail. They're not kind of an off-brand third-party thing that we see lots and lots of those. These are the ones packaged like this that you're going to see in the stores that most people are going to know about. Which one should you get? Well, if I had my druthers, I'd definitely go for the Huawei Band 3 Pro because it does it all and includes GPS. I hope this has helped you a little bit one way or another. And I'm going to put it all back together again now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And one more time through real quick, Geek Buying is the source. If you want the Huawei Band 3 Pro, check the show notes down below. I'll have a link there for you. If you're into the Mi Band 4, TomTop is our recommendation. And finally, Gear Best brought us the Core 2 smart bracelet band watch thing. And if you like that one, please use our links if you can. Help these guys out and help us out here. You've been watching SmartWatch Ticks. We'll see you again soon. Now, as I promised at the very beginning of this comparison video, I've got 2 little clips of upcoming bands I'm going to be reviewing that I want to show you, just so you can see where the technology is going, different than the 3 that you just witnessed. And again, a thank you to all of you subscribers out there who are pushing the channel over 100,000 right now. You're great. All right, here's the clips. This is the T02. It's a really interesting fitness band with a twist. The button I'm touching right now to show you the different watch faces has a thermometer on it because it will show you temperature. You get your step count pedometer reading, and this is where you tap and hold it to your forehead, and you'll get an actual body temperature reading. We have a sports section. Inside here you have walking, running, cycling, climbing, and swimming. We also have a health section. In here you have real-time continuous heart rate. You have blood pressure, blood oxygen, an EKG or ECG, which is fake, I got to tell you, because it's using the Fundu Pro app, which fakes the ECG. You have last night's sleep time. It'll show you the breakdown of everything. You have messages pushed from your phone. The accurate current weather is also available, pushed, tethered from your phone to the watch. Ollie Play is supported, and a whole lot more to cram into 1 minute. You have a stopwatch, music player. You can change the dials, find your phone, the QR code to download the app about this device, reset it, and power the puppy off. Long press, and it's out of here. And that, folks, is the T02. Check it out. This is the T9, an amazing fitness watch with step count and all the good stuff there. This button's going to take us into some data that will give you body fat and a whole lot more information. You have a real-time continuous 24-hour heart rate. You have blood pressure reading capability within it. You have a few different training programs you can go into on the band or on the tethered app. You have messages pushed from your phone. You have a More section, which is somewhat limited, tells you basic information, reset the band, find your phone when you're tethered, a brightness adjustment, and overall turning the band off. After that, you're back to the main page. See, fat, water, and protein all calculated when you're in this mode here. Long press to get it started, and hold these 2 electrodes. Now there's 2 electrodes on the back that are also working together, and you make sure that your hands are not touching and not completing a circuit between the 4 different electrodes. When it's done, which is relatively quick, it's going to give you 3 different screens of information that tell you about your percent body fat, water, and protein, along with weight, bone stuff. I don't know. It just goes on and on. All this is on the app, too. It gets transferred over there. Your body mass index, BMI, and you can cycle through all 3 of those. Really unique, something totally different. It's called the T9. Check it out.